Just a year after leaving his high school, Brian received his first call-up to the national team in 2004. This move necessitated his urge to mature quickly, both psychologically and physically. Losing, it seems, is not in Nyikuli's vocabulary, and the burly forward has an uncanny habit of being at the right place at the right time, with success following him everywhere he goes. Nyikuli, however, warns that one must be ready for any outcome given and that rugby is a competitive game.
It became our identity. You know, we are those fun guys. You know, everyone wants to identify themselves with us. Then 2008, I remember, we sat down and then we told ourselves, guys, you know, we are the most consistent team, because if you look at all the teams, they keep changing their players. But if you look at us, we've been together since, some of us since 2004, 2005, some of us joined us, 2006 now, the Injeras came in. We're in 2008, so we are strong. So people like us have been there for 4 years. The Injeras have been there for 2 years. I was there with Humphrey from 2004. You know, the current coach of Oilers, Gibu, came in at 2005. So we had experience. Why are we being beaten? So we told ourselves, you know what? We sat down. Benja was the coach then. Benja told us, you know what? Let's put a target, quarters.
Finished playing, they would go round the pitch, entertaining the fans whether they won or lost. He remembers how the late Benjamin Ayimba set a target for them to reach the quarterfinals. The first time they got to the quarters, it was an exciting feeling. This belief stuck with them.
Benja made noise for us like we were kids. And you know, we could tell it from everyone that we've let down the country, this one is unheard of. Played the second game, we beat France many. So he was like, what's wrong with you guys? Yani, France is stronger than Uruguay. You've beaten France like kids, but you lost to Uruguay. Now, he told us, I don't care. I know I'm waking up tomorrow in quarters. What you guys are going to do, I don't care. But I'm playing quarters. So we are there, we've warmed the warm-up. That was in 2008, San Diego. Yes. So guys are quiet, the mood is, people are not talking, you know. The warm-up is a bit, it's going on well, but it's silent. So you know, you don't know what everyone is thinking. So in my head, I'm asking, okay, are we scared? I don't think so, because I can see we've not knocked on, everyone is sharp, but we are not talking. So we went to the tunnel. I remember we were waiting. We got there first before New Zealand. So New Zealand came into the tunnel. And I remember Tall, Humphrey Kayange was at the front. I was behind him. Then there's a guy called Victor Oduro. We used to call him Opong, was after me. We used to align the way we were starting. So Tall looked behind and asked us, Kenya Tuko? We said, Tuko, Kenya Tuko, Tuko. Then one guy, New Zealander, who was just across me, said, what the? I will not use the word he used. What the hell is Tuko? Let's beat these guys and send them back. That's the time I looked at Lavin. I saw tears in his eyes, and I knew we have this game. So Lavin just told us, guys, have you heard what they've said? He was speaking in Swahili. Have you heard what they've said? Hakuna venye mtu atatutukana, like, we don't play this rugby. Let's go and play rugby. We got in. I remember first 1 minute was hard. Second minute, an opportunity came. Victor broke. Then when he broke, I was the second guy, and I told myself, this is the opportunity to score the first try. So I put myself in play. He passed to me because he was tackled. So immediately, just when I was about to score, a New Zealander tackled me from behind. So his force pushed me to the try box. So I scored, and I remember I told him, that is one. Then he told me, you young boy. I was like, young boy, let's see who's be young by the end of the game. So it happened, I don't know what happened. I don't know who scored the second time. I think it was Humphrey. I must just to Wales. We didn't even feel that much because we were like, you know what, we made history yesterday. And just to cut the long story short, that's the time we actually used to tell ourselves we can do this. And we do it, you know.
Kenya led 14-7 at halftime and nailed their first win over New Zealand with the third of their 4 tries. New Zealand had beaten France and Uruguay, while Kenya started with a loss to Uruguay, then thrashed France 33-0. New Zealand played South Africa in the quarterfinals, where Samoa played Argentina. Fiji went head-on with England, and Kenya faced the
Like we were playing enraged bulls because they came back with a vengeance, which was okay for us. We'd made history. That was the first time we were in the finals, you know. We are excited and whatnot. Come here for the World Cup. I remember Benja was a believer in people, yeah. I used to believe in us so much. Sometimes I used to look at him because he was my mentor in rugby, and I used to look at him and tell him, sometimes I feel like you over trust us. Like, no, it's because I know what you guys can do. You know, Benja would talk to you and you'll get into that field and feel like you are the best person ever in this world to put on that jersey. So I remember he used to tell us, guys, we're winning the World Cup in 2009. And we started seeing it as a joke. And we used to laugh even behind sometimes. We used to laugh behind it, like, hey, this guy crazy, World Cup. So slowly by slowly, when we started performing in 2008, come 2009, we are performing before World Cup, then guys are saying it's a reality. This thing is actually true. We went, played pool games, played very well, played quarters. We beat Fiji, and Fiji had brought all their names, but they were oldies, but it's the names, the guys who won the previous World Cup. We beat them in the quarters. We were like, guys, this thing is a reality. We got to semis, we didn't play very well. Argentina beat us. They beat us 12-0, if I'm not wrong. They proceeded to the finals. They played Wales, of which Wales won. And Benja told us, you see, I told you, it's a reality. You guys would have won this World Cup because the only guy that was stopping you guys was Fiji. You beat Fiji. Argentina was an easy beat. If you go to the final, Wales that time used to really get scared of us. So we would have won World Cup.
In December 2012, Brian decided...
He told us, listen, we are flying back to Kenya in 5 days. We are going to play Uganda at home. Trust you me, we are not going to win that game. We thought, you guy, bana. Uganda. He told us, listen, you're not going to lose because you're bad players, because this fatigue will check in and it will bug you. But we'll meet Uganda again somewhere, qualifiers. You'll beat them, as many as you want. So we came back to Kenya. No, second day, trying to wake up, it was a problem. Our legs, we couldn't, everyone was avoiding stairs. You could see people are going to the ramps instead of the stairs because now just lifting your leg was a problem. So we're like, okay, he might be right. No, he's not right. So we came back to Kenya. I remember I captained that game. Then my captain Kopo had exams. Wilson Kopondo had games. So I captained the game. We were there walking, we went in, we played at Kasarani. We lost the game 18-17. How he told us? He was not pissed. He told us, I'm not even looking at this. You'll go to Uganda, you'll win it. You'll win the Elgon Cup. But this is not what I'm looking at. I am looking at qualifiers. So we finished playing, then we traveled to qualifiers.
In one of the camps in South Africa, he claims it took them 5 to 7 kilometers to get to their camping spot. The coach was leading them, and he wondered how on earth his coach was fitter than him while he was the one who was playing. They got to a place where they could see stairs, but they could not see where they were ending. The coach told them to run up the stairs and come down 10 times. They thought it was a joke. They did it. In 2014, the team participated in the Vodacom Cup. They were on their way out of the country for 2 months. In the entire history of the 15-a-side team, they had never been out of the country for more than 2 weeks. This camp fostered chemistry never seen before. There were things he simply could not do without the other team members. He remembers how he would pass the ball to Joshua Chisanga and the late Michael Kombe without looking.
That is how much we got into brotherhood. And then we won the first game at Vodacom. I remember I scored that game, and the rest we were winning we lost by 2 points. It's only the big teams that actually beat us. Cheetahs beat us properly, Western Province beat us properly, Sharks beat us properly, but the rest we beat them, you know. And by the time we came back to Kenya, we knew we were actually qualifying for World Cup. Then we came back, went to camp in Nyikuli. Yes, we went to Batuk for a week. So our 7th brothers were brought in, which had a bit of an issue because we are from down south for 2 months together. Why are other people coming on board? But the union told us, hey, we have to get the best of the best. We had no option as captains because myself and Kopondo were called to be asked. And we said, no, you know what, at the end of the day, you are the technical bench, so whoever we go with will go. But we feel that the best is the one that went to South Africa. But at the end of the day, you're the ones that are taking us out there. So we went.
This was a fixture that Kenya did not look at with anticipation. Namibia was a higher-ranked team, and Kenya needed just 1 point to qualify for the World Cup. If Kenya drew, won or lost with a margin of fewer than 7 points, Kenya was to play Zimbabwe in the finals after beating Namibia. He says there was no way Zimbabwe was going to win that match. He remembers the foreign media houses asking them about the hotels they had booked in London because they knew it was a done deal. Furthermore, he had never seen a hungrier Zimbabwe side. Kenya Simbas fell to a 28-10 defeat to Zimbabwe, a result that saw them finish third overall in the competition.
Namibia played Zimbabwe. I'd never seen a hungry Zimbabwe like that one. The Zimbabwe from warm-up, I could tell these guys have come here for business. And I remember our twins, the two props, the twins were very inspirational the last time when we beat them, the previous year in the African Cup. So now this one, they were capitalized. And I remember telling one of the coaches, I think you need to make a sub now because the twins have been neutralized. We have Curtis, the captain for KCB, and the other prop that plays for KCB called Amsala. I think it's their time. This is their game, not the twins, because they've been neutralized. It was like, oh, let's see how it goes. So halftime was 14-13. They were leading by 1 point. Second half we came, those guys came with another firepower that was crazy. So we tried coming back, nothing. And that, for us to qualify for World Cup, we just needed to lose by less than 7 points. But we ended up losing 27-17. It was 10 points. Yeah, we just needed to lose by 7 points to be in the World Cup. Yeah, so they beat us. Next game was, we hoped that Namibia would not beat Madagascar by a big score, so that we qualify as number 2 and go to repechage. They needed to beat Madagascar by 40 points to qualify as number 1. They beat Madagascar by 88-0. So our chance went like that. So Zimbabwe ended up qualifying as number 2. 2016, regrouped and told ourselves, you know what, there's still another World Cup, let's see. Now 2016 is the year we had our best rugby. We actually played 9 games, we won 8 out of 9. We lost to Namibia. And we actually were number 22. Remember when Jerome took the team, we were around 40-42. So we came all the way from 42 to 22 in the world. So 2017 would have been amazing if we qualified now, get into top 20, because once you get into top 20, the World Rugby now gets involved with you guys in terms of preparing you to become now a world beater. So unfortunately 2017, some of us retired from 15s. Some of the senior guys retired, and there was a changeover also because Jerome left. Then we got in, I've forgotten their names. Wow. We got in 2 coaches. Yeah.
I remember that. For how long did you serve as a captain for the national team?
5 years. 5 years. Yes. I've done 7. 7s I did it. It was only, I think, a year, but as captain. But before that, I could come in as a role as assistant captain and all that. Then if the captain is injured or something like that, I'd take over the role. So even 7s I did captain before Kayange actually took over. Yeah, as captain. Yeah.
After this disappointment, some team members decided to call it quits. And with the coming of a new regime, Nyikuli decided to hang his rugby boots and explore his chances of becoming a coach. He immediately received a call from the South Coast Pirates who wanted his services. He has since spearheaded them into the playoffs together with the head coach Kevin Amiani. He is also assisting in shaping the Hillcrest Rugby School team. He is proud of what he has achieved in his playing career. He believes that it takes a community to build an individual. There is no I in team. He is proud of the support he was offered by his parents. The utility forward is positive that the door of employment will open once again after he lost his job during the pandemic. In his long and decorated career, Nyikuli has featured for, among others, Kenya Harlequins, Strathmore Leos, Impala Saracens, and KCB.
This being a rugby term, they saw it fit to have someone from outside to try and assist them to be able to now become a stable school in terms of rugby, because we play the schools like Banda, Kenton, Braeburn. These ones, they have proper rugby setups. Then they have really good teams. They have more than one teams. So when I came in, it was that the teams were really good, but you could tell that we were lacking in fitness, and we've been able to work with the coaches that are there to ensure that actually our players are fit. And so far, I've seen a very great improvement, even from just the mindset of the players has changed. It's no longer, I'm just playing because it's a must, because it's rugby term, but they are playing because they are seeing they can go somewhere. Because I've shared my story with them until where I am, being the national team captain, playing for the national teams for 19 years combined, and they're actually interested, and they're like, hey, so it means I can be able to be that. I'm like, no, you can be able to be more than me because you're starting early. If I had a chance to start at their age, I don't think I'd be playing here. I'd be playing maybe Super Rugby where people would be watching me, so I have a chance to actually groom them to play in those levels, and I'll say I've done something. Yeah. So currently that is what I'm doing in rugby wise. Out of rugby, I'm a sales head. Yeah, I used to work as a sales and marketing manager for a company called Afra. It's a Singaporean real estate developer, but unfortunately COVID happened and affected us, and we had to close shop for a bit. So, that transition of trying to look for a job, it's been crazy. The market has been crazy. Either you always trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, the other players can't trust you, your coach cannot trust you. Then the last, which is the most important thing I'd tell someone, is believe in God. Because all of us are brought here for a purpose, and it's just to find that purpose and to grow it to the other places. There is a chance for you out there to become better than the people you watch around, and we can be able to look at you as well. So all I'll tell you, write your own story. Yeah, we've written our own story. It's not yet done because now we are writing in the coaching area. Now you write. Whatever level you are, trust yourself there and always start where you are. Don't dream of becoming the John Alomus yet you're not yet there. Dream of becoming the best at the level you are as you keep ticking boxes and growing. Yeah.
This is a man who played his rugby in 4 different clubs. His successes are enormous, and his achievements still stand out for this generation to see and learn from. Today, we might name some of Kenya's great rugby players, but his name will always stand out. This is a man we have yet to see, a man who will shatter his national team captaincy legacy. This is a man who was there when Kenya whipped South Africa for the first time and was there when Kenya beat New Zealand for the first time. This is the story of Brian Nyikuli, the one Kenyan fans love to call Nyikunde.